Hello, and welcome to the HaiKhuu Trading YouTube Channel. My name is Allen, and I'm going to tell you a quick story about my literal favorite position that I've ever made in the stock market. So, I gotta just say this now, that this trade was by far not my most profitable trade I've ever made, but God, the experience that I had with this trade is what caused it to become my favorite trade. I've been investing for 13 years, and I've been trading for the past 4, and this is literally the first time I've ever had a position end up like this. The position that I am talking about is my cash secured puts on Hertz, the rental car company. As you all know, on Friday, May 22nd, Hertz filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which caused me to get caught up in one of the riskiest trades I've taken in my life. At the beginning, the trade itself was not risky, but after some unfortunate news, things took a turn for the worst. This is a little bit about the position I had going into that news. So why did I open a position in Hertz? On May 19th, I opened a total of 50 cash secured puts on Hertz rental car company to expire on May 29th, which is in 10 days. Hertz at the time was trading at $3 a share, so I opened some $2 puts, $1.50 puts, and $1 puts. This is a bullish position, so I simply needed Hertz to stay above those designated strike prices. For those trades to get executed, I would need Hertz to respectively go down to below those prices, which is a 33, 50, and 66% drop respectively. I've traded in Hertz multiple times in the past, and each of those times I've been profitable. I did not think in 10 days that Hertz was going to drop that far. The only thing that would have caused Hertz to drop that hard is if they simply announced bankruptcy. As long as Hertz stayed above $2 per share, I would have collected over $2,000 in premium from the position. So what happened? Fast forward to Thursday, May 21st, 2020, I was up a little bit over $700 on the position, and I attempted to close the trade for profit. This was an amazing time to get out of the trade, but unfortunately, I was not able to get filled for my position, so I decided to hold it through the night. The next day, my Hertz position went from a positive $700 to me losing $200 on the whole position. Hertz is still trading at approximately $3 at this point, but the premiums of put contracts went through the roof. Having that position expire in literally a week, I knew I had 4 trading days left until I would collect 100% of the premium because of, Memorial Day weekend. Hertz ended the trading day essentially doing nothing, and that was quite unfortunate. This is where things get interesting. After hours, I get a message from a friend. He sends me a message saying that Hertz announced that they voluntarily filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This was a shock to me, as this was a worst-case scenario for the company and its shareholders. Shares dropped from approximately $3 at market close to $1.30. This was horrible. By the end of after-hours trading on Friday, Hertz fortunately closed at $1.86. I knew that I was going to get screwed on this trade, so things were not looking good anymore. I was caught in a trap that I got myself into. This trade quickly turned from attempting to make profit to a situation that I never thought I'd get myself into. This trade quickly turned into me researching how to retain as much capital as possible. I literally put 100% of all of the money I saved to pay my college tuition debt into this position. I thought that it would be safe riding this wave with Hertz, but man, was I wrong. Like I said before, I've traded Hertz on a smaller scale and made reasonable profits. But obviously, I wanted to increase the amount of profits that I can make. I've not had any experience trading a company that's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, so I spent the whole weekend researching this topic. I looked into past organizations that have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. These include Sears, Blockbusters, and PGE. When looking through these trends of all of these organizations, I noticed something that caught my attention. The share prices dropped sharply, and that led to a huge rally of the underlying equity prior to it dropping off the face of the moon. I realized that this was shorts being squeezed out of their position, and I had a single opportunity to exit this position with minimal losses. After countless hours of research, I finally was able to formulate a game plan. The plan was to sit and wait for shorts to get squeezed to close the position for as little losses as possible. So after a long weekend of researching, Monday rolls around and 5:30 a.m. Central, I wake up like normal and I start looking at news for Hertz to see how the position is possibly going to play out. I see that shares of Hertz have been halted by the NASDAQ for T1 news. Those who don't know what a T1 halt is when the organization's shares are halted and not tradable due to major news that is going to come out. I thought to myself that this could be one of two things. I could be screwed out of my whole position and lose 100% of my money, or this could be positive news for the organization, which would result in me retaining a majority of the money or even possibly becoming profitable. I continued to look around to see if there's any news that got released, and to my surprise, I was not able to find anything. I waited 3 hours until market open, and I was consistently looking for news, but I could not find a thing. Ding, 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 it's market open, and Hertz is still halted. 9 rolls around, no news. 10 rolls around, nothing. 11, 12, my God, there's no news that has come out on Hertz. I'm starting to get worried because if this was positive news, Hertz would have released it by now. 1 rolls around, nothing. At 1:35 Central Time, Hertz finally opens for trading. Unfortunately, this was at a share price of 40 cents. My heart sinks. I am down over $15,000 on Hertz, and this was completely devastating to me. I have lost all of the money that I've saved in the past 4 years to pay off my college debt. Shares have been halted again due to volatility as Hertz drops 83% at open. I knew I had to have diamond hands with this position, so I had to stick to my plan. My tuition money was on the line, so I had to play it smart. Shorts would get squeezed, and I have to get out of this trade as soon as I could. Trading resumes on Hertz, and it jumps to 49 cents a share and gets halted again. I'm starting to think to myself, okay, I have one shot, and I have to stick to my plans, and as long as I stick to my plans, I should be fine. Hertz opens again at 72 cents a share and quickly halts. I know that things are slowly working out the way that I wanted them to. Hertz opens again for the final time, quickly runs from 72 cents a share up to 40 cents, where the momentum slowly starts to fade. This is where I'm preparing my exit. In a matter of 20 excruciating minutes, my losses go from over $15,000 and were quickly minimized to about $2,000 in losses. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I quickly exited my position for minimal losses and took a deep sigh. This was a perfect exit because I had a plan in mind for what I wanted to do. If I had held that position for an extra 3 minutes, I would have lost a total of $6,000 extra dollars. I'm extremely happy with the results of this trade, and I'm even happier that the research that I put in finally paid off. I have not done as much research and planning for any of my positions in the years as I have for Hertz. Reflecting back on the trade, there were multiple things that I did incorrectly, and I'm glad that this learning lesson only cost me a total of $2,000. And I hope that you all are able to learn from these mistakes so these losses would not be in vain. I broke countless rules that I've created for myself, which had unfortunately caused problems with this trade. I'm thankfully not ashamed of these, and here's my thoughts on this trade. The first issue that I saw was the amount of risk that I took with this trade. There was absolutely zero risk management. I over-allocated my account with this trade, and I recommend that you never put more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio in a single position just to manage your risk. For a position like mine, To safely make the same position, I would need approximately $200,000 in my portfolio, and obviously I don't have that. The next issue is that I was trading an organization that was on the verge of announcing bankruptcy. This is not a major issue, as I've done this in the past, but I should have taken this more into consideration prior to making such a large position. Due to the success that I've previously had with my Hertz positions, I believe that my guard was down, which resulted in me making a position that was far too large. Lastly, the biggest issue with this whole position is that I was playing with money I was not willing to lose. Let me say this clearly for everyone. Never risk money that you're not willing to lose. This was the biggest problem with this position. I put 100% of all of the money that I had saved to pay my college debts into this position. So say with me, Allen, you are an idiot. Overall, though, this was a major learning experience, and I'm more than happy that I only lost $2,000 in this process. This is literally my most favorite position I've had trading because of the ride that it has taken me on. For the short term, I'm stepping away from selling cash secured puts on a major scale until I'm able to do more research and find a safe and more reliable way to hedge my positions. Until then, I'm going to continue trading equities like normal. Also, little fun fact, if I simply reversed my position with the capital that I used for those cash secured puts and simply bought a ton of $1 puts on Hertz, I would be up over $75,000. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you've gotten this far, please consider liking and subscribing, as we are planning on uploading here more consistently.